Okay, so this is the second video I'm doing for this Angron commission, which was commissioned by Eric, who is also known as LazyMo2 on YouTube. And I just thought that I'd show real quick where this project started, what kit I decided to build it from. It's this one here, the Chaos General. And I chose this guy because I liked his head and in particular the face. And also he was just the right height for the conversion I wanted to produce. So picked him up at the local Games Workshop store and then got going on it. When Eric commissioned this project, he commissioned Angron, pre-heresy Angron, and I decided sort of maybe halfway into it that I wanted to do a presentation box, and I actually got that idea from Asjara, well, from watching one of Asjara's videos. So thanks to Asjara for the idea, and this is what I came up with. So just got like a cheap pine box off of eBay and painted it up and then put some like framing around the top there, made a graphic, and then put some perspex over it. And then I did a similar thing on the inside. I pulled a graphic off the internet, which was like a World Eaters graphic, and just put that in the top and put some perspex over that. And then I had to create these inserts for all the various bits to go in. So I used balsa wood for that, and a Dremel, and a lot of time sanding and shaping. And that just slides in. I don't glue it in because it's a snug fit. And then I made a top shelf so that other pieces would have a place to go, because obviously like the bottom shelf wasn't enough. So that goes in there. That's magnetized, so there's a little pull there, that knob I'm pulling, but sometimes it's a bit stiff with the magnets, so you might have to grab it by the sides and give it a good pull. And I'll just show you real quickly how it all goes together. So first off, you have the display base, and that just slides in there, just sits in there loose. And then next up, Angron minus his arms or his sword or his cape. And he just stands in there rather loosely. And the next up is going to be his left arm, which is holding Gorefather. And then after that, his sword goes in the left bottom corner of the box there. There's like a little hole drilled. And I'll say that whenever you're pulling the top shelf off, just try and pull it off as sort of straight up as you can, because if you prise it up from like the right hand side and sort of angle it up too much, it could contact the handle of the sword. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I've pulled it off loads of times. Nothing's ever sort of got in the way or been damaged. So, and then like the chains on his cape, I just put them in a bag and roll them up, shove them in there with Angron. And then next up is his cape, and that goes on the top shelf. And because the cape has magnets, is magnetized already, I magnetized it to the top shelf. And I did the same thing with his right arm, which of course is holding Gorechild. So those are pretty secure. And when the lid comes down on everything, there's not a lot of clearance. There's plenty enough clearance that nothing's getting squashed, but there's not a lot of clearance for things to sort of jiggle about and move out of their places. So I will say, like, when you put that top shelf on as well, make sure Angron is that vent on his backpack. Make sure those are clear of that top shelf so you don't like crush them, because then you'll be having to re-glue them on. and they're kind of fiddly. So that's everything with the presentation box, and I'm also going to send this base, which came with the Chaos General, and Angron stands on there pretty nicely. So just in case you need a base for if you're going to play with this piece. And I look forward to seeing pictures when you've painted them, if you could send those, and just enjoy this conversion.